Hi there, welcome back to the Christine Passey Parker missing person case. Just got an update for you today regarding the most recent public search along with the family and friends of Christine Passey Parker, which occurred a couple of days ago now. If you do remember the last video I did cover, it was talking about the details, the date, the timing, where it was going to take place around Eugene Mountains, Nevada. Now that all being said, the search did happen, and I just want to provide to you the response, an update on what went down regarding that search. Was anything found? Was anything resolved? Well, you'll know about that shortly. What I do also want to do is point out, if you are interested in my other videos, Kenny Veach case, and you haven't catched up on it yet, or you're just interested in this channel or new to it, I do advise you to check my last Kenny Veach video out I did, my most recent one, as it was looking at some very, very strange activity in the area of the Mojave Desert, Jeremy Canyon, Joe May Road more specifically. All kinds of stuff still going on out there, so make sure you're up to date on those videos, catch up. There'll be an eye symbol top right corner of the screen, click on that after watching this video and the link will be there to it, okay? There'll be some maybe links down below as well in the comment section if you want to visit them. And be sure to share your own thoughts and opinions. If you are currently hearing this live premiere, welcome. Feel free to interact in the live chat box on the right hand side of the screen. If you don't manage to make it in time, you can still leave comments down below, and if you do have any questions, okay? And as well, we can also look back at the comments of the last Christine Passey Parker video I did just to see what people had to say there, okay? So with that all being said and done, let's get straight into the Facebook page of this recent search with regards to the update. So the post is on Bring Christine Passey Parker Home Facebook page, posted 27th of October at 16:14, saying, "Thank you to everyone who came out to help us search the area Christine's truck was found at, known as Eugene Mountains. Unfortunately, the search turned up no clues. Law enforcement had dogs there Wednesday, then on Thursday, friends, family and strangers came up to search it the second time. This area was searched when the truck was found, but since we haven't had any valid leads, we wanted to search the area again," which is understandable. They say, "Thank you for all the donations, from prayers, money, food and drinks. The outpouring of support and love from everyone is very humbling and so appreciated. That being said, we still need everyone to continue to look for Christine. She has to be somewhere. Someone has to have seen her. Please, if anyone knows anything about this case, please come forwards and help us bring Christine home. This search just reconfirmed she must have been picked up by someone, such as hitchhiking." Okay, so let me know your thoughts to this, your reactions, etc. As said, area being searched where Christine's truck was found, Eugene Mountains. I assume we're being searched a second time round properly all over, and they just weren't able to find her. I mean, if there are any family members or friends present watching this video right now or afterwards, feel free to answer my question. My question is, did you search the whole radius of Eugene Mountains from top to bottom? Did you search it completely, 100%? If so, then I can understand that idea of likely she moved on from there, such as being picked up by somebody, such as hitchhiking. It was described that a truck was stuck in mud, stuck in dirt, stuck on rocks, something like that, kind of rough terrain out there, and the vehicle's stuck. Well, what else can you do? Get out and walk. So that's what she could have done. In which direction did she walk? Well, to get a ride, maybe towards the highway, but it's weird how she would be driving to the mountains only to get out and then walk back the way she came. That does seem a little bit odd. That's why I was thinking originally that if she was heading towards the mountains and then she got stuck, then likely she would have got out and then carried on walking in that same direction, but maybe that's not the case here. And I said, You know, if people do see any sightings of Christine Passey Parker, you would have seen her face by now, or have you seen the posters? If you do see her, or you think you saw her, try and get a photo of them. You manage to do that, then it could be a bit more proof to say, hey, that's her and this is where she's at. There have been previous sightings in Las Vegas, a couple of them, but it turned up dry, didn't find her. Some elsewhere, but no photos have been taken. And I think that's the key thing. That's the key evidence what's needed, right? I know not everyone can be prepared at the time, but for the future, you know, as like a heads up on what to do. As for the comments, which briefly pop through them. Laura saying, I find it terrifying that people can still vanish in this day and age of surveillance. It feels like there are cameras everywhere, but no, this is still wild country in some areas. I hope you guys can piece together what happened. Response-wise, evil is out there all the time nowadays. Scary. Very true. Nevada is so rural. Yeah. Same will apply to other countries as well, where it's rural. You might have limited Wi-Fi, limited internet connection, limited signal, and as well, maybe zero cameras. I saw it within the Dylan Rounds case, a missing 19-year-old at the time who went missing and supposedly murdered in Lucin, Utah. But as for reconstructing it all with CCTV footage, non-existent, not even really in Montello either, because there's just no cameras out there. So it's worth taking into perspective. Like, the only question, and I don't think it was answered, but maybe indirectly you could assume that it has been in some way. But the original question was, besides CCTV, are there any trail cameras in the area of Eugene Mountains? Nature set up by, I don't know, authority, trail cams. I'm sure you would have heard that reference before. It applied to the Kenny Beach case as well, supposedly in the Mojave Desert, Jemay Canyon, or just in general Mojave Desert, trail cameras out there. So I wonder if there are any where Christine's car was found. If anyone can answer it, feel free to mention it down below. But yeah, let's just see what else. Is that it? No, a few more. You definitely did the right thing going back to where her truck was found. Yeah, just keep searching. I watched a short documentary about someone who lived in a tunnel under Las Vegas. So I googled it and it came to this article first thing. I'm not sure if this avenue has been looked into already or not, but I wanted to share it here. I thought of Chris immediately. Homeless people underground. Would that apply to Kenny Beach as well? Who knows? Maybe we can look at that sometime. Prayers. Sometimes I just go through the comments in case you run in to see if there's any questions and answers. We'll do another stop sharing. Will there be any more searches going on over the weekend? I can't remember what they said. I think they originally said over the weekend may or may not be. Depends. Are they still out there? I'm not quite sure. It appears we've got another comment here by Kaylee or Callie, however you say the person's name. Law enforcement should have ran dogs when her truck was found. There's a lot of desert out there. Major fail. Elizabeth says, they did. Dogs, horses and a helicopter were used. Now, I'm sure I remember reading that in the East Idaho News article at the time regarding what was used, the resources. Kelly says, I was told that they didn't because the rain would have washed away any scent. Did it rain at the time? Yes, it did. That's what the family or friends stated. It did rain at the time of a disappearance on the day, which is unfortunate. That could have impact as well. Such a scent reminds me of the Dylan Rounds case when the LE said they couldn't use the bloodhound dogs at the start with the boots of Dylan as a scent tracker because it was raining and the percentage chance of success dropped down to 20% chance of finding the scent and finding Dylan, so they didn't bother. Which is a bit weird because, you know, if you're a race against time and that scent will eventually wear off, right? Then it's just going to become completely useless down the line. So instead of delaying it when there's absolutely no chance, just do it at the time. As long as there is a chance, even if it's a small one, that's what matters, right? But the way it's worded here, that supposedly didn't happen. What else? Elizabeth says, I saw them there and spoke to a deputy that day. Some had lunch at the RV park. Maybe I misunderstood Deputy Rogers. Nicole King. Have we seen this person before? I don't know. Saying there were no dogs, horses, people and planes. Now, I don't know if this person has mistyped, but this person's saying no dogs, no horses, no people, no planes, no search. What? But it says it in the articles. It says it in the official East Idaho News articles. What is going on here? It seems a bit weird. If anyone wants to clear this up, feel free to do so. And I mean like key family members and friends involved in this case, right? Because how it's worded here sounds a little bit dodgy, you know, if you ask me. But at the end of the day, regards to this recent public search in which the general public were allowed to join on in, but they didn't find Christine Passey Parker, no clues within the area, and that the day before, law enforcement did use dogs. Okay, so just wanted to present that to you in case you were wondering what happened with the search. Now, let's return back to the previous video's comments to answer any questions, and we'll see if there's any key information there. I will just adjust the comments to the newest. Cleo, energy of a god, heart of a god. Skeptical, QR code works on screen. So that was regarding the donating page to help and assist the search. So that seemed to be a success because, as you saw on the Facebook page, they were acknowledging and being grateful for the donations. It all went to plan and worked out fine, there at least. Skeptical saying, I wish I was closer to help the search. Good luck to everyone involved. Beautiful flower, appreciate that. Modest, aren't you? Humble as well when he doesn't have to. Appreciate that. Pam saying, thank you for the updates. Prayers for the searchers in hopes of finding Christy. Has not happened yet though. Good news. Well, not right now, it's not. And June, final comment saying, I'm not really up on this, but wishing the family well and that the search gives some answers. Unfortunately, it didn't. Why was she trying to book the room? The truck was found, but it broke down or out of gas. Did she just park and get out to stretch her legs? What was inside? Her phone or purse? Assuming she was lost and no foul play. I simply responded back saying, I don't know about the foul. Well, I said basically before she booked the room, before she was booking the room at one of the motels, she did make a call to her husband, slightly, what do you call it, distressed, if you want to call it that, asking for help. She wanted to be picked up by her husband. She didn't know where she was. Because she wasn't taking medication at the time, it can lead to side effects, such as not being in the right frame of mind or not being quite there with it, and maybe getting confused, and her memory as well, all due to an accident she had in the past which impacted her head, a head injury impacting the brain, right? So with not being on medication, it's one of the factors to why she's probably gone missing. With regards to the truck stuck at Eugene Mountains, still don't have the exact coordinates, which I guess is a bit of a shame, but it is where it is. So if it's stuck, likely abandoned. As for a phone, a card, and no bank transactions have occurred ever since, because the card and phone were both left by the side of the vehicle. So I guess she got out. Did she drop them? Did she throw them on the ground? Not quite sure, but they were left behind, which does make it harder to contact her, of course. And the family said she doesn't remember phone numbers, so it's unlikely she would use another phone or a public phone to contact friends or family. June's saying, thank you, a video of yours popped up and answered some questions also. If only there was a satellite view at that moment. The search starts tomorrow, so let's pray she is found. Well, obviously she wasn't. But as for satellite imagery, it's very limited, unfortunately. You might get the correct year, you might even get the correct month, but do you get the correct day? No, hardly. Like with the Kenny Veach case, that was a frustrating one as well. Wanting to get the key dates and the key times, but always missing out certain elements. It did almost become a bit of a reoccurring pattern that with regards to that case. and even Dylan Rounds as well. And regarding satellite imagery, more so Google Earth and the way they've updated the features, the UI, the user interface, the borders, it's horrible now. They've completely messed it up. So that has a negative effect when it comes to making videos with the usage of Google Earth. Don't know if it'll ever change or there'll be any more updates. Just have to wait and see. That's it for the comments there. Just wanted to provide to you this small video update regarding the case and the most recent search. I'm sure there'll be more searches in the future, but it seems like the direction and focus moving away from Eugene Mountains and looking further afar, which once again falls back on relying on general public and public sightings of Christine Passey Parker. As said, if you think if you feel that you see her in public, try and get a photo, take a photo of them, so then it can be a form of possible proof to reinforce it's either her or not, and then it's less of a wild goose chase. Okay, if you do have any further comments or questions, list them down below, and be sure to catch up on my recent videos regarding other missing people mystery cases such as Kenny Veach, as most recently I've delivered back-to-back very important, somewhat groundbreaking, interesting videos. Be sure to keep up to date on them, and for now, well, enjoy whatever you do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, good night for now.